Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with King. This is not intended as financial advice, so please do your due diligence and check your own TA before making any decisions based on this information. So, hello, guys. Welcome. If you guys have questions, throw them in the chat. I'll try to jot them down. If not, I'll go back through towards the end. So yesterday we got cut out. BitMEX went crazy. My computer all froze. Everything kind of froze all at the same time. So anyway, we are back at it. So again, we'll start off with the weekly chart. So here's the weekly. Again, not much has changed even with all this movement. We do have a bit of a hammer candle here, but we also still have what's today? Thursday, so we still have Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We still have 3 days left in this weekly candle. Again, it's failed to create a new high on the previous week, so even with all of that movement, it didn't do much. I mean, we can't rule out a test to the middle of the BB, which is about 7,000. I think that's possible still. I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, we're really pushing to the bottom of this descending triangle here. I mean, we could maybe go up there, but I just don't see it happen. But it is possible, and I'll show you why on the smaller time frames. But again, I still feel that we will still stay bearish no matter even if we do go to 7K. It'll still, eventually crash. I mean, we still have word about the ETF out there for the Dixtrin non-commodity backed ETF, which is I believe already been denied a few weeks back when they denied 9 in a row, but who knows? They could release any kind of news that could change that. So either way, we ought to also got to remember it's our 100-week moving average is climbing here. So the longer we hang around, the less violent this fall can end up being. So when you have a descending triangle like this, usually half of its top is what your drop is when it breaks, which is a 3,300 target, but I don't think we're going to get past this 100-week moving average unless it just goes right through it. But that's, again, where the BB's at in that 5,000 to 5,500 range is still kind of the target where I think we'll see some type of a decent bounce back and maybe a trend reversal. It's hard to tell, but we'll see at that point. But anyway, again, the 20-week moving average or the middle of the BB, however you want to say it, that's kind of where I think we'd be stopped out worst case scenario in any pump. So just keep that in mind, that maybe set some shorts there just in case if it happens or not. Maybe they fill, maybe they don't. I've got one there, so we'll see. But anyway, again, it still should test the bottom of the BB here. So that should happen. We'll see. So now we'll move to the hourly chart. So basically, we've just kind of been sideways here. You get this move down, we get to move back up, back down, back up. But that 64.20 range seems to be pretty decent resistance again, which has kind of been support for a lot of these massive wicks here. This is a tough area. When we broke beneath it, now it's having a hard time getting back over it. Again, that's the reason why I said 7K. 67 to 7K is good on the short term. I think we could easily touch the top of the channel again. I mean, I'm not really sure with all this movement lately. It's hard to tell what it's going to do. But the other thing is that 50 MA and that 100 MA are looking like a crossover. is about to happen on the upside, so we could see a good little move up here, maybe even to the 6600 range again, or maybe even farther, maybe follow up this wick. You know, we've done it before, just like a few weeks back. You know, a lot of people will forget about this here in a little while. This nice little drop and bring back here. So, you know, we'll see. There's a possibility on the 1 hour chart for a little bit of movement up here on the crossover here. Also the 50, the 200 MA, you can barely see it, but it's right in there as well. It's kind of where we're being resisted at the moment. So let's see what happens. You know, we could see a new test back up to the top of the channel. This little fake out here was crazy yesterday, but it is what it is. Let's check out the 4 hour chart. So on the 4 hour chart, again, you know, we're right at that 50 MA, but again, trending up to a free falling 100 MA. So we'll see what happens here, if this will help create that turn. We'll see again a test of the 200 MA at 66.20 or so. Again, is very possible. We could follow this wick up here and go and test that area on the 4 hour chart, and see what decides to happen there. I mean, we do have the CBOE decision coming at the end of next week on the 30th. So, I mean, this could be another little, you know, push up, hoping that, you know, the CBOE will be approved, you know, coming up here on the 30th. So it's hard to tell. It's just one of those tough times in Bitcoin right now, where a lot of it's depending on, you know, ETFs, and if it's not ETF, you know, we still haven't found a bottom. So, you know, it's really a sketchy trade zone, no matter how you look at it. But either way, I'm still betting bearish, and I believe that I'll bet bearish until either we hit the 55 to 5,000 range, or we, you know, break a previous high, which I'd like to see us break, you know, the 85 mark, and sustain it. You know, that's what I'd like to see. Is that what we'll see? You know, who knows? But that's what I'd like to see happen. Is I'd like to see us test some sort of a bottom. It's just kind of what I'd like to see before we, you know, jump to any conclusions. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. So I just wanted to fix that line real quick. But again, you know, 4 hours, you still have the crossover, like I said, coming. Let's look at the 12-hour chart. So on the 12-hour chart, again, not much has really happened, and either way you look at it, I mean, we're still in a bear flag channel. Until we break up or out of it and actually sustain that, I mean, that's really what we're looking for. Even to long, I mean, long and short, and at this point is just kind of picking your way of which way it may go. But a break of these channels, and a solid break of them, like, you know, if this candle would have closed down here, you know, or the daily would have closed outside of this channel, then we would have been in great shape, you know, for the fall. The fall would have happened. But again, we've had some more of that 6,000 support. The longer it holds, the harder it's going to break. So, so we'll see. Keep an eye on it. We are getting a little doji candle here. I don't have the sequential on this chart, but we'll look at that here in a minute. Okay, we already looked at the weekly. So let's see if the charts will work for us today and not work, because they were working fine earlier. There we go. Okay, this is Ethereum, but okay, don't care about that chart. Oh yeah, this is our sequential. So let's check out the sequential. You've got a green 1 on the short term. If you can get a green 2 above a green 1, then, you know, this might turn into a little short term of a bullish trade. We might be able to catch a little bit of a run up. So that's possible, but it just hasn't happened, I mean, at all. So let's just keep an eye on that. That's possible there. Let's check out the 4 hour. Let's see where we're at there. Okay, the 4 hours on a 7 of 9. Almost about to get an aggressive 13 down. You know, let's see. aggressive sequential 13. We'll see if it happens here. But again, you know, you might be able to get an 8 and a 9 out of this before it's ready to go. So go 6 hour chart. 6 hour charts on a 5 of 9. You did have the aggressive 13 down already on the 6 hour chart. You know, we'll have to look at that a little bit more and see. But again, still, you know, we'll look at it still in the bearish pattern. Let's look at the 12 hours. So you got an aggressive 13 down here with a 2 and a green, you know, green 2 above a green 1. You know, so this could be a bullish trade. The problem with this is with this massive candle, it's hard to set your stop loss. You know, obviously maybe the bottom of the first candle, but either way, it's hard to tell. Could be a good bullish trade, but you know, I'm not liking this. If the green 3 closes below the green 2, then, you know, it could go bearish again, which that's kind of what I'm expecting it to do. What do we have on the daily chart? In the daily chart, we have a red 4. You know, this is just all sloppy with the sequential system. Doesn't look very good. That was our hold up channel on our last run up before we broke down. And that's what I'm thinking we may see again, is we may go touch the top one more time. But we didn't have this crazy wick down. We had this crazy wick up then, and we followed it up. So maybe we follow this one down or we follow it back up. It's hard to tell. But the daily candle did kind of, I don't know, you can call it bullish or bearish, but it's not really, I don't really care for it. Alright, let's jump over to the BB. Come on. No, not that one. This chart's been like frozen for some reason. I don't know why. Let's check our BB stop and reverse points. So again, on the BB, the price is squeezing right now. We're getting back into one of these narrow channels again. You know, usually it's a run up, but it's kind of at the top of the BB. It's hard to tell, but it's been narrow before like this. It looks like it's just starting, and usually when it narrows out hard, it usually pumps up most of the time. Well, it's starting to narrow out again, so we could see another drop off here. You know, we don't have any stop points being painted yet, but your reverse points are about 6,200. But you were starting to point some reverse points here. And it fell, broke back up. So yeah, let's just watch that. You got your stop and reverse points. Your reverse is back again to 6270 area. You know, and this could walk the BB up a little bit. Who knows? But it is towards the top of the BB. Let's see what it does there. It was kind of being supported at the 20-hour moving average. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart's getting back towards the top of the BB again. You know, again, there's that one candle close out of there. It's weird. This candle was nuts. Touched the top and the bottom of the BB. It actually went beneath the BB, but now your 4-hour stop points are at 6150. So, you know, the bottom of your BB is at 6200. You know, we could either test the top of this and punch back down. It hasn't gone up in any of this move. It's kind of stayed steady. So we'll see what happens when we get there. So go to the 12-hour chart. 12-hour chart got back over the middle of the BB. That's kind of where it was rejected at in that pump. Bottom of the BB kind of rejected it here. Bottom of the BB is at 6,200. Stop and reverse point, same place. Your stop points are at 65.76 now, and the top of your BB's at the same point. So I mean, again, the 6,700 mark, and above is starting to get kind of into the area of where, you know, it's just, it may not even be reachable. We'll have to see. You have the 50 MA at 66.50. 67.40 is your, what is that, your 200 MA. Yeah, it normally does drop at the top of the BB, but sometimes it can ride it up, like, you know, in this area here. So, you know, we came down and we crossed over. I mean, it's almost doing the exact same thing. It's a little lower though than it was here, so that means that we should most likely see a lower high, which we should. I mean, either way. I mean, according to these two lines that we have here, when we went up and we were coming back to the 74 mark, I was like, there's no way we're going to break out. Well, we had already tested the top of the BB, came back down and started riding it up again. It was just running out of steam. Your stop and reverse point started to paint. But these two lines here, if you zoom out on this chart, is, you know, our other chart here. These two lines are two different top lines, so you could use either one of them. They both touch a lot of candles, and both have tops. So if you look at this, this leads me to believe that, you know, it's not absolute worst case scenario is a 68 to 7,000 range. And I just don't see that happening. I mean, it could. We could definitely go up there and test that area and then crash. And we may, just because of the ETF. The ETF is starting to, you know, this may be some of the move of the CBOE's ETF decision coming up on the 30th, but it's hard to tell. But again, the price is still flat and it's squeezing, so we need to be careful. Daily chart again, middle of the BB will be 65.70. You know, your 20-day moving average, then right above that you have your 50-day moving average. I doubt we get back to the top of the BB. I just don't see it happening. So let's see. As it is coming down, I mean, it is possible, but I just don't see it happening because it's going to continue to fall. So we'll just see. Let's check out our oscillators. Alright, so on the 1 hour, our stock says we have some room to grow. Your RSI is not quite oversold, but it's kind of flatlined at a high level. You know, 60, your oversold level, 70, so we'll see. Your CCI is a little high. Your TSI is neutral. You are crossed over bullish or bearish, but again, this means nothing right now. It's not really giving us much prediction. Your momentum is weak both ways. Again, the CMF has just been in a downtrend the entire time. So even with all these spikes, all these jumps, CMF's just falling. So on the hourly anyway. Let's look at the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, your TSI is getting closer to the oversold. Your CSI is oversold. Your RSI is close. Stotch is definitely overbought. Not oversold, overbought, guys. Sorry. Momentum is up a little bit, but trending down. CMF's not going anywhere. Let's look at the daily. On the daily here, your MACD's crossing back green again. You know, again, 3 crossovers in a few days. Kind of junk. Your momentum is completely down. Your CMF's coming off. TSI is neutral. Stotch is getting close to oversold, but not quite there, or overbought. Your RSI is neutral. So, they're not telling us much there. Your BitMEX shorts are still high. You know, they are coming down though, but they are still high. But also your longs are dropping too. They're not really going up. But if you look at this other site that I found on the Blockchain Whispers, they have a mix with BitMEX and BitMEX, and it's saying it's about even. So it's about equal, so it's not bad. If that's true anyway. Sorry. Check out Ether. Let's try it. There we go. That's the one I wanted, I believe. Your TSI is pretty much neutral at the moment. But again, Ether's just doesn't look good on the daily at all. Looks pretty bad. So again, it looks like it's another one of these pump ups, hang around a little bit, maybe up and down before it drops some more. Again, remember, ETF changes a lot of this, but right now the TA is saying everything is not looking really good. Check out Ether. This is the Ether 1 hour chart. Again, it looks like it's just basically following with what Bitcoin's been doing. It's not doing much different, but over the longer period, it just looks worse. So, I mean, you got this good run up, but this entire time, it's just been in a downtrend, even with the big drop and pullback here. Didn't really change much. I still believe it's in a downtrend. Four-hour chart, same thing. Not going anywhere. Just 50. The 50 EMA has kind of been support here. You know, if we look back at this 4-hour chart, every time that this MA rolls up, it always ends up crashing. So let's see if that's what happens here soon. It's possible. Again, we got to watch out. Even though the ETF could be already spoken for, any type of ETF news drop in the next 24 hours will move the market. So we need to just keep an eye on that and pay attention. Also, Ether's having a hard time getting back over the middle of the BB here on the daily chart, and that's where it's at. It's kind of getting close back to that area. It does have some reverse points being painted at 172 area, which I think we should easily fall to. If rejected here at the center line, it may move up a little bit more to 2224 to 2224 area, may be a good short for Ether. And let's just see if it can break through the middle, but I doubt it does. Here, this is the moving averages for Bitcoin. I wanted to look at these on the 4-hour chart. 100 MA is still 6,500. Let's clean through it on that one. Okay. So anyway, I mean, that's basically that for now. There's a lot more long and power going right now. Longs have been making some of the movement lately. So let's see if they decide to move us down or move us up. It's going to be hard to really tell at the moment. Let's check out the order book. You know, the order book's got a lot of buy pressure, but it's also got a lot of sell pressure. So I'm not too worried about it. I mean, that's only DAX now that they added crack into it. It's been a little bit different. Let's see here. I did have, and this was the news that I wanted to bring out. And this was just, you know, the Dextran SEC government from the other day. Come on. This was from a few weeks back, but where did they go? Right here. So this is what I was talking about. Was I think that this Dextran ETF was already denied, and then obviously the next day they came back and they said something about, you know, we're gonna, you know, rethink it or whatever, and you know, we'll review our decision and we'll come back to it. So we'll see what happens. But they did say that they denied this ETF proposal. So their final date was tomorrow, but I think they just denied it all at the same time. The only one they didn't disapprove was the CBOE. So, you know, let's see what happens. Either way, that's still coming. That's only, what, 9 days away? Let's see here. Yeah, 10 days away. It's on the 30th. So, you know, we'll see what happens between now and then. But that was kind of the plan. So, let's see here. Alright, guys. I mean, I think that's really all I have for you. I mean, to me, I just don't feel like much has changed in the overall aspect look of, you know, what's going to happen here. So, you know, we'll just have to see what happens and play it out from there. But if you guys could please give me some likes. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. If you trade in the US and you want to do stocks as well, I can help you out with charting, some of the TA, some decisions there as well if you want. Just PM me on Telegram or on Twitter as well. I have the Robinhood link put in the channel description. If you want to trade stocks for free through Robinhood, it's awesome. If you fund your account, you do get a free stock. Or we both get a free stock if you fund your account using my link. So that'd be awesome to help support the channel and the free content. So as well, if you want to learn BitMEX or not, the BitMEX link is there as well. I will be starting to post some more tutorial videos on BitMEX and how to use it. I can help you guys there as well. So please do those things, and I will see you guys again tomorrow about the same time. You guys have an awesome day. Peace.